What is going on, guys? It is Jason from Jason Sports Clips. I got back with another video today, and of course I got my brother Nick just in the video, just like the other ones. You already know what we're going to be talking about because I suppose you guys can read. We're going to talk about the AFC playoff teams. Now this video will be just talking about the teams making the playoffs. 1 through 7. We're going to obviously 1 through 4 is the division winners, and then the rest of the 5, 6, 7 is the wild card teams, and that's literally just about it. What do you guys think about this video? You excited to do it, Nick?
Oh yeah, I'm real excited to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, especially when I was a kid. Like I just like go narrow these teams down, especially like regular season and stuff like that. So this is very exciting.
Yeah, when me and Nick were younger, we always did these kind of, like, we didn't do videos back in the day, but we always do like, oh, who's gonna make the playoffs, who's gonna win the division. So
yep, we always write it down and stuff. So
exactly.
This is very awesome.
Yeah, so technically this is the second year we've done it on video. We had last year prediction videos, which by the way were wild. We were completely off on some of them.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, today is just gonna be about the AFC. The NFC will be out in another video. And I guess this would be part 1 because we're gonna post 1 through 7, and then next week will be the wild card round, divisional round, etc.
Right.
But let's just jump into it. To start off this video, I will be going to announce my 7 through 5 teams. If you did watch our other videos, you already know who are in our division, so you're gonna already know 1 through 4 technically. Well, you're not gonna know it immediately, but you'll get the idea. But the 3 teams in the wild card that I got is the number 7, the Miami Dolphins, the number 6, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the number 5, the Denver Broncos. I feel like the Dolphins won't win the division, but they have a very, very high chance of making the playoffs. And if they don't, I feel like it's a really bad look on Tua Tagovailoa. And like, he's got so many weapons this year. Obviously, Tyreek Hill. That O-line got even better. Their running game's even better. Their defense is even better. They got a better offensive-minded coach compared to Brian Flores. So the Dolphins, they have absolutely no excuse to not make the playoffs. And their schedule is easier. And now going to the Chiefs, of course, they're, Super Bowl bound again, but I think they will lose the division to the Raiders. Spoiler alert a little bit. But I think the Chiefs will still be really good. Probably like 10-7 the lowest, probably 12-5 record. Of course, losing Tyreek Hill is a big deal. But, they still got Marquez Valdes-Scantling. They got Juju Smith. Their defense did take a hit, but they got Patrick Mahomes still on the other side of the ball. And they still got Andy Reid. So this team will still be very solid. Definitely making the playoffs. Just behind the Denver Broncos, which Russell Wilson will completely change his team. That's all they needed last year. Their wide receiver group was really good. I know Jerry Jeudy is suspended for a little bit, but they still got a really good running game with Melvin Gordon. Their defense is amazing. So, yeah, I think the Broncos easily make the playoffs as well. So, those are my 7 through 5, the wild card teams, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and the Broncos.
Alright, so mine 7 through 5 is number 7, Miami Dolphins. Number 6, Las Vegas Raiders. And number 5 is Indianapolis Colts. Now, number 7, Dolphins. Same reason. They're gonna barely make it to the playoffs. Even though they got some type of easy schedule. Right, and they did add a head coach who was a offensive coordinator for the 49ers, if I'm right, Mike McDaniel.
Yep.
Right, so this is gonna be a great team to face, especially in their division. The Patriots gonna have to deal with them, the Bills, and why not? And this is they like you said, they got Tyreek Hill. They got a couple of offensive line they're really good from the other team, and their defense was outstanding, especially from last season where they were like winning like 6 or 7 straight games. If you remember that,
I do remember that when they started off the season like 1-8 or something like that.
Yes, and they were about to make the playoffs, dude. And they were like so short of freaking making it, dude. But they didn't. But I think they'll do it this year.
I agree, 100%.
And then number 6, if you remember, if you guys seen the other videos of the division predictions that we did, I did have the Raiders as number 2. Yeah, I had them number 2, I believe. And I had them at number 6 is because I think that they're gonna be same thing like Dolphins. Like they got Devontae Adams, which is a really good freaking piece for their freaking wide receiving group and also for their offense. He's gonna be a real threat into the red zone. And they also did add a couple other pieces for their defense, like Chandler Jones from the Cardinals. And this is a really good team, real solid team. And I think it's gonna be the same situation with the Dolphins, but they're a little better than the Dolphins. And number 5 is the Colts. I had them as number 5 because they're number 2 in my prediction for the South. And Matt Ryan as a quarterback for the Colts. He's a real good pickup for them, especially for that offense. They got decent, offensive line.
Pretty solid.
Especially the center, Quentin Nelson. He's a freaking monster behind the center or under the center. So, hopefully they already have a good defensive team.
They're actually really stacked on the defensive side.
Yeah, so that's what I think the reason why they should be a number 5 spot. So 7 through 5, Dolphins, Raiders, and Colts.
Hey, I like those teams a lot. So, I mean, this is obviously our predictions. So, if your team is not in the playoffs, definitely just don't take it that serious because we could definitely be wrong.
Or just put it down in the comments below.
Oh, absolutely. Comment down below what you think of our team because obviously we're not going to agree on everything.
Right.
But mine 1 through 4, the number 4 will be the Colts, number 3 the Bengals, number 2 the Raiders, and I got the Bills winning the AFC, or not the winning the AFC, but top of the tier. So teams like the Ravens, the Titans, the Steelers, they missed the playoffs. Titans have a really good chance of making the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be as good as the Dolphins. Not as good as the Colts either. Then the Ravens, just like the same thing. It's just their schedule is just harder than the Dolphins. Not saying they're the bad team, by the way. And then the Steelers, they got a long way to go. There's a couple other teams I'm missing in the AFC, like the Chargers. Of course, their Chargers are going to be really good, don't get me wrong. But I feel like they just won't make the playoffs because of how good their division is. Right. So the teams missing the playoffs, I just want to explain it a little bit. But the Colts, I think, well, if you've seen our videos, you already know who won our divisions. Well, who we predicted at least. But I think the Colts have probably the hardest of the schedules. They'll probably be like 10-7, 11-6 or something like that. Very solid team. Definitely win the division in my opinion. Matt Ryan's a huge upgrade. Of course, the Bengals, their O-line is completely renovated. They were already good last year. I know they finished like 9-8, but that Super Bowl run was really, really, really good. And Jamar Chase is going to be even better in his second year. This defense got a little bit better in the draft. So I think the Bengals will be right up there, but not as good as the Raiders, in which they got Derek Carr, of course, Devontae Adams. This team is going to be absolutely balling on offense with Darren Waller. And, of course, they got Chandler Jones on defense, too. I think the Raiders could possibly be the number 1 seed. But just not as good as the Bills because the Bills got an easier schedule than all these teams. Yeah. Of course, their offense with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs is just going to absolutely blow off the roof of every team. Of course, they got Von Miller in free agency. I just think the Bills have the easiest schedule. The better team is just, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But that's my 1 through 7.
All right, so my 4 through 1, it'll be number 4, Tennessee Titans. Number 3, Cincinnati Bengals. Number 2, Los Angeles Chargers. and number 1 Buffalo Bills. Now, number 4, I had Titans making into the playoffs. Is because they're pretty much the same thing like last year, other than they don't have AJ Brown.
Yeah, but they replaced him in the draft with that one guy. Of course, I
Right.
can't think of his name,
Right,
but
and
you know what I mean.
then the QB competition that they got in the preseason with that draft guy, and Ryan Tannehill. He's always like a really good comeback player as an offense, and they got a good decent defense.
I think they're probably pretty solid.
That's why I think too. And so, depending on how they go in the preseason for these both quarterbacks, um, if the number 1 draft guy, do you know his name, by the way?
I don't know. Is Jalen's? I can't remember his name. I know he's a wide receiver. They traded AJ Brown and then they selected him the next pick. I
Right.
can't. I know his name. I just can't think of it.
Right, and so that's why I think they're number 4 because they got a good, decent offense, especially their freaking running back Derrick Henry. He falls to the wall a freaking good power back.
I mean, if he can stay healthy, man, this team is gonna. I think they could easily make the playoffs too. It's just
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, and then Bengals number 3. Um, they went to the Super Bowl last year. If the Bengals had a real good offensive line like they do now, it could have been a freaking
They could have made the play.
Yeah.
Well, not made the playoffs, but probably won the Super Bowl
right.
and have had a
so,
better, record and all
So
that.
that was one of their downfalls is by their offensive line keep collapsing, like 6 sacks in one game.
Shoot, more than that.
And probably more than that. You're probably right. And and they had a real good defense in their playoff bound, and I think they had like 3 straight games with a pick 6, I think, or just a regular pick in general.
I don't remember that stat. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, it's from that defensive back, Jesse Bates, I believe.
Oh, okay. I think you meant Joe Burrow throwing interceptions.
Oh no! The Bengals defense.
Okay.
Their defense is really good. Their offense is really good, and now they just got even better with their offensive line. They just added like Alex Kappa and that other tackle from the Dallas Cowboys.
Lyle Collins.
Yep. And so this is a really good, solid team, but not as good as another team, which is number 2, Chargers. I think they are winning division because Justin Herbert is like no other mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
He can make bomb throws. He's a real consistent quarterback. He makes good plays for the Chargers, especially in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with a backfield like Austin Eckler, which he's an underrated player.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely one of the underrated the running backs in the league.
Yeah, and I just think that no one talks about him like more like they should because this guy is a real good threat for this offensive team, especially for this team, and I just so surprised that no one talks about him like now, like especially in Madden games. They he trucks people over. He makes good misses on the jukes and stuff, and especially going through the red zone and stuff. And this is
on Madden, that's just all using.
I know, but I just think that they're looking over him and not realizing how good this guy is. And now they got Khalil Mack from the Bears. If he stays healthy, dude, he'll be a sack leader of that team, I think.
Oh, he could be.
If not, then Joey Bosa, which both of them together sounds real scary. Yeah,
It's crazy.
it is. And then I'm gonna go through number 1, which is Buffalo Bills. Obviously, this team is a greatest team in the AFC. The greatest. They got real good offense. They got good wide receiver duos like Stephon Diggs and I forgot their number 2.
Is Cole Beasley still in there?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
But anyway, and now they just added Ronald Jones from the Bucks, which
OJ Howard.
I was gonna say the running backs that they had, like Devin Singletary, he's not too bad.
Ronald Jones on the Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
You're thinking of OJ Howard.
yeah, you're right. My fault, guys. So, but they got a real good team on their offense, like already, and then their defense is really good now, especially Von Miller.
Shit. Their defense are good, period.
And they signed a freaking 6-year deal now for the Bills, and he even said himself he wants to stay on this franchise.
Well, I'd hope so with a 6-year contract.
Yeah, so that's why I think they're number 1 is because they are way better than these other teams that we have in our spots.
Hey, I mean, like I said, these are predictions, so, like, of course we could be wrong. We're not going to be perfect and spot on, but, of course, like I said, we just have our own opinions, so, of course, no one's going to agree 100%. It's all for fun at the end of the day. But, if you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you are brand new, and, yeah, go watch part 2 maybe. I'm out of here. Deuces.